Economos, the man with the plan in almost every situation. A character we got exposed to in the comic books, then in the Suicide Squad movies, but even more in depth in the Peacemaker series. And this is a deceptively complex character, often played for comic relief, but he's got some real deep psychological baggage going with him. Now on the surface, he's just the guy behind the desk. This is overweight, he's bearded, he's sarcastic, he's always ready with a quip. He is the archetype of middle management nerd in this world full of gods, killers, and just straight psychos. But beneath that layer of humor, that's really where we get to some deep insecurity. Think about the world that he's in. He's insecure about his looks, his body weight, and his social awkwardness. And this eats at him. And we'll see how, he reacts when Peacemaker keeps calling him Diebeard. You can see how, this is really getting to him because it opens up that shame that he feels. I mean, even, among his crew, look at Hardcore and how, fit and perfect and all, and they're in the same world. Now, his defense mechanisms for probably a lifetime of this is his humor. He laughs off pain, he leans into sarcasm, he tries to look unfazed, even when he's getting gutted by some real insults. He goes to self-deprecation, which is comedy. He makes jokes about himself, maybe the sting doesn't hurt as when someone else does it, right? He'd rather sit behind a computer and be withdrawn, the keyboard warrior with a screen between him, versus emotionally exposing himself to people. But the thing about him is that this guy is actually really good at his job. He's extremely competent. Task Force X and Argus, they actually need him. So this utility is his armor against being totally invisible, that he's so good at this. Then we go back to a real telling moment. I like to see it. And this is what I like to call the Diebeard moment. And this was a psychological breakdown. Now in Peacemaker, he finally admits that yes, his beard is dyed to cover up his gray. His voice kind of cracks, right? He exposed himself emotionally in front of the team. And this is really, really brave considering who this team is, right? It's far braver than anything we've seen. This is a moment of ego strength. He risks ridicule, to be honest. And it also shows that he is craving acceptance. He wants to be part of this group. He doesn't want to just be the fat nerd or the dye-beard guy. He wants to be a human among this other group of humans. Now, as far as his role and dynamics, in Suicide Squad, he's part of that control room staff that undermines Amanda Waller when she crosses the line. So he does have a bit of a moral compass. And we can even see when she's threatening Idris Elba's daughter, right, in the second Suicide Squad, Bloodsport. And he's kind of shocked that she would take it that far and shows his own kind of displeasure in his way. Now, in Peacemaker, he evolves into more of a sidekick, to genuine teammate role. His fight with Gorilla, his support of Peacemaker, his camaraderie with Adebayo, all show he's capable of courage when it counts, and he's actually on the side of doing the right thing when presented with that opportunity. He represents the average guy in just this extraordinary chaos, just making the best of it, and the idea that bravery doesn't mean fearlessness, it means being scared but still stepping up, and we've seen him done that a couple of times. But his themes are all about insecurity going into his confidence because he's got both sides, heavy insecurity, but great confidence and skill. He's working from ridicule to earning that respect, and he does it in ways that kind of surprise all of us. And in this sense of being completely isolated to being part of a group where he really feels most comfortable. So it's an interesting ride. This is the unsung guy. He is the audience insert, the guy who probably be most like most of us, subtly dragged into this world where everybody's got muscles and kaijus and supervillains. And his psychology is about acceptance, learning to live with imperfections, being mocked, but yet still proving his worth all the time. So bluntly, this is the fat guy with the dyed beard who proves he's got more guts than half the killers around him. And that's kind of the complexity that goes within Economos.